back to another session with Reduce on the Paintology drawing app. So, as you know, this drawing app has a unique approach to digital drawing, much more so than any other drawing app. And the reason for that is because I I talk about techniques, art techniques. The art techniques basically are the foundational techniques or the core skills in art that are necessary for you to make good drawings. And the first thing you probably know about art techniques are tones and values. You probably heard about that online everywhere you go with teachers, art teachers telling you more about that. But it has never been possible for them to show those techniques on traditional in the same way that I can show you in this drawing app, because you will have exactly the same device. Of course, you have to be an Android user right now, but you have the same phone, not the same phone, but the same application and the digital drawing app Paintology, which is available from the Google Play Store. Okay, so type in paintology.app and you'll find it here. I'll show you Paintology app. There it is. And you can see here, this is the app, and these are some of the images you'll find that are drawn with this app. Many people are not aware that you can make impressive drawings with the digital app, and the reason for that is because they're not aware of how to maximize or get the best out of the tools. They just seek one tool after another, one brush after another, and they think that's going to make them, fulfill their art deficiency and learning, and that is totally untrue. That's not going to happen, and it will never happen if you become dependent on the tools to push you further. But if you become dependent, if you become a master of the tools, you can make drawings like this. For example, I'll show you. This one I did yesterday as a challenge. This one. This was done right on my phone. Can you see that? And I challenged myself to make this drawing in one sitting. How long do you think this would take? Majority of people, when they see my artwork, first of all, they don't know if it's digital or not, and there's good reason for that. Some of you that are following me diligently, thank you, will know that the reason for that is entirely because I don't use digital tools like everyone else does. I use it like a traditional. You can see I challenged myself to, in that session, that one in 1 hour and 20 minutes, I believe, to complete this drawing by myself. I gave it a challenge. I had a reference image to work from, but I challenged myself to complete this. So, which means I need to go fast. And remember, this is very true of human or the human nature, to push yourself, challenge yourself. It will take you much farther. Don't don't just rely on people telling you this, telling you that. Take hold of what you have and run with it, and that will take you a lot further than you think. This is what I've been doing with my Paintology app, is based with my artistic background, and I do not come from I don't have any formal training in art, much to the disappointment of when I was a school kid, to my art teacher, who knew that I had some talent, skills. I pursued a career in science engineering and have been doing that for many decades, and until at a point when I had a inkling to go back into painting and drawing, and I did try it on and off, but I just didn't feel I had it. I thought I'd completely lost it, but it wasn't true at all. because it was such a late stage that I rediscovered painting and drawing when I did a paint by numbers drawing, and that just propelled me into artwork and acrylic, pastels, graphite, you name it, and then now digital drawing. So let me show you a few things. First, the paint by numbers is a special kind of. It's quite a passion of mine, which I have implemented in the drawing app, and I'll show you this in a minute. But let me go through the quick resources for those of you who are new to the live stream. Let me go through. This is the way I typically draw. So the drawing you saw is on this specific phone. It's my Galaxy Note 10. That's it. It's not drawn on a big canvas. The reason why I can draw with such detail is because of this zoom feature. Look at this. Look how far I can zoom in, you know? This is exactly like when you go to a museum. Yeah, you go to an art museum. What do you go? Take Next time, take a good close-up of a big canvas painting by, anyone famous, Constable, and Turner, Monet, whatever, all the big names. And then just get a close, you'll see some mishmash of colors. That's exactly what I was trying to do, using my mind and the ability to do a mishmash of colors and getting away with it. That's all I was. That's all they do, essentially. They use a mishmash of colors and get away with doing, look at that, 500%. And they get away with doing it. In fact, if you look at famous John F. Constable's Haywain, when I was using block coloring, I needed to zoom in, of course, to the reference image, and then as I zoomed in, I looked at the way techniques that they use to create this art piece, and then I realized that when it came down to the details of the cart that was on the marshland with a man sitting and a boy, I think, on there with a cart. You look at it, it's a mishmash of colors, just like here, mishmash of colors. No, right? Can you see that when I zoom out? 700%. Can you see that and tell me, oh yeah, this is not working for me. The whole image is falling apart. The whole painting is not, it's just not the case. So that is techniques. Those are art techniques in the digital form that I'm going to teach you. So this is the way I draw with the finger, but I using a stylus for now because I have to do many drawings, as you can see. This is my Cora platform. You can see here. This is I'm calling myself a digital artist teacher with the Paintology drawing because I happen to, develop and own this app because I come from a technical background. But that's also with my artistic, which came around 10 years ago. I decided to hop on and build this drawing app, not just another drawing app. Don't don't assume this is just one of those other drawing apps hitting the commercial shelf and and then immersed with tools after tools after tools, digital tools, layers, you name it, layers, blending, and all that. That's not what Paintology is about. If you want that kind of tool, head for those apps. I'm not going to stop you, but it's not going to teach you the very important essence of drawing. And if you want to draw like the way I draw it, and the way I'm going to show you, then of course stick around because that's what art is all about. I'm giving back, well, I'm actually showing you the essence of drawing on the digital medium, which not many people know about it. And many people confuse my digital artwork with tradition. This one I posted, you see, because I liked it so much. I've got loads of others, from the live stream. Look, these are all the lives I particularly like this one. All the live stream that I do on a daily basis. You're free to go through it. This one is also very good. Look at that, photorealistic on the phone. right? All these portraits, any kind of subject. So I like this one as well. I'd be very happy if you do me a favor and post some subjects that you like to draw, or tell me about more about yourself. I'd like to read about the people, because if you look, I do have quite a few subscribers, but not many people actually write about their experience or talk about themselves, because it's important that you know which direction you want to go, and perhaps I can give you a few tips, right? When someone says, wow, excellent, superb, amazing, marvelous, that doesn't really help me, because I know my artwork is okay and it's nice to watch, but that doesn't really help me. I don't I don't go on the basis of ego, sorry to say. I go on the basis of direction of improving myself in every whatever way I can. And I hope you do too as well. Don't don't go on the basis of ego. When you come to digital art, don't assume you know what you're talking about if you're just a beginner, and don't follow the very people who are giving you directions and telling you, oh, you shouldn't be tracing, it's cheating and all that nonsense, right? In fact, a good watched it. I never usually watch a video trailer on YouTube, but I came across one, and there's two guys, one from the famous art institution in America. They were promoting a very old tool, very similar to camera obscura, and it was like a small projector that was available about 200 years, 100 to 200 years ago for artists, because at that time art was always in demand because there was no photography as such, and you had big pieces of art, and even art continues to be play a big role today, even traditional art. And then they looked at it, and then they reconstructed the whole way of drawing, and then they showed it with something I didn't know. David Hockney, his book on art, and David Hockney talks about the tools that some of the great artists used, and that was one of the tools, and they were selling that tool, I think, for a fraction of the price that was originally allowing people to draw. So they're using that trace method, and I'm thinking, gosh, I wish they came across Paintology, then they'll know that they don't have to go to that, and then digital drawing is just as good, if not superior and more versatile. I'll tell you why it's superior and more versatile than, these are all my drawings, you see. You can see. I'll tell you why it's more superior and versatile. Okay, let's go back, head back here. So this is the drawing I did yesterday. I challenged myself, finished it in one session. So usually when I draw, I try and typically finish in one live session. So you're probably looking at something which you probably will rarely find online. A person who sits through in one sitting in an hour or so to complete a drawing, it just doesn't happen. But the reason I can do it is because I've got a good grasp of traditional techniques, which are the fundamental core art skills, as well as the techniques of the digital medium. And I'm not talking about tools. You know that I don't come from a land of tools. I come from a land of techniques. So what do I mean by techniques, art techniques? Well, let's go back, discard that. Oh, by the way, I just want to show you the other one I did. The two tutorials, two live sessions, as you know. One of them is the Paintology I usually start off with, followed by the tutorial, the step-by-step live session on Fadu's channel. That's my other channel. And by the way, another resources I want to show you is are these. So keep in mind that these are made and designed for people to want to learn art. So when you go to paintology.com, right? I'll put a new link up there actually, paintology.com, right? Oh, it's not up there actually. I wonder why. Oh, yeah, there it is. Can you see daily step-by-step video tutorial? Click on that, and then you'll see that it will take you to this page, and this page is where I have the reference image. Right now, I'm doing the Paintology, and this is the reference image here. So this is complex. It's very complex from an artistic point of view, but I'm going to nevertheless tackle it through block coloring for your tonal understanding tones, and also improving your strokes. So this is all, and then the next one will be, so actually what I'm going to do is, while I've got it, because I can download it, just download image, keep it pressed and download image, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the other reference image. This is the one, the next one coming up, and I'm going to download, and I specifically picked it black and white to continue my conversation and talk on tones and values, which is so crucial to good drawing. Anyone will tell you, any good artist will tell you tones and values, but now you have a platform, same as mine, to actually learn from. So what can be better than actually getting your phone out and following along to me? And if you can't do it, at least you won't blame it on hidden talent or something someone is born with. At least you'll know that here is the same phone, same app, and the other person is able to make significantly better drawing. Why? Even though I can follow every step if I need to and watch his video, and every second of what he's picking, then, that's not based on a talent he's born with. It's based on the fact that he just knows he has he has decided to, learn. That's all it is, to learn. And this is the problem with this world currently, is people don't want to learn. They want a quick fix. It's not about learning, it's quick fix. So get on with it. I've noticed that my daughter, it happens to her when she's at school. She needs a quick fix at something, and then she's reluctant to do something that I want her to do. She's only 9 years old, but then when she snaps out of it and she realizes she needs to follow the advice of her father, she then does it, and she enjoys it. And that's the beauty of it. You enjoy it. I don't do this because I don't enjoy it. I do this because I'm passionate about it. People do art because they love it. They're not going to do it because it's tedious every day and everything. If you do something and do it for a length of time, you'll find it becomes so much more pleasurable than even even cleaning the floor can be pleasurable, you know. And then you're thinking, well, but those of you who understand what I'm saying will know that is absolutely true. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that if you want to draw like me and you have the desire, because you come here because you're thinking, how is he doing this drawing? I'm putting this all down for you guys, I'm not saying you need to take an art class. Here is the quickest method of taking a class, and then you go back and remember this, and you go back with your skill set, and then you can amaze your friends, colleagues, or whatever, and tell them about it, and then join in the fun, because then you'll know, and then you can tell your teacher as well, hey teacher, I came across drawing in the Paintology, and can I show you to you? And then show it to them, and they'll say, wow, this is exactly what we teach in the academic line of training in art. So that's not the point. The point is that you need to understand that you need to develop core skills and techniques, which I'm going to show you how to do. Okay, so let's go back, head back, and I think we're ready to start the class. So let's go and trace image. Click on the image here. Oops, that's not the one. Remember I said this. That's the one. The colored image. So how on earth are we go on doing this? So if you notice that any traditional artist, and I'm not talking about digital because you have a different mindset of digital art, and I'm telling you right now, get that all out of your head. If you're looking towards blurring, blending, filling, strokes, drawing, autocorrection, and all that, get that out of your head, please, because that doesn't come here. It doesn't belong here. This is actually another screening app that I have. I just want to show you this. This is a drawing app that I use to show all my videos on the YouTube channel. This is Paintology as well. So screen recorder 2022. There's an update coming soon. So just keep that in mind. It's a very popular screen recorder. It's a lot of people have used it. Anyway, so going back, so you'll see that I will adopt very similar techniques to the traditional art. That's because they haven't got all these thousands of tools to help them draw, and they don't need it. And that's they're used the versatility of the paints, the colors, the pastels, the paper, the pencil with pressing hard or pressing lighter, and then hatching, cross hatching, shading, all that. It just builds up their skills, and then they can continue to use the same set of tools, right? So what we're going to do is, this is what I'm going to do. I always try and find techniques, new techniques to draw, but essentially it boils down to three types of techniques, and I want to show you the first one, which is block coloring. If you're new to this drawing channel, just understand that when you have the image, and you can load any image you wish, and this is an excellent form of learning art. Believe me, I would love to go and pack a bag and fly to often see those two guys in the Chicago Institute of Art and show them this, and then they're going to realize, oh my God, this is so much more, way beyond what we can. I believe me, that's what they'll say, and I know that because I have been in a very high level of education, academic. I have a PhD, so I know what I'm talking about. And then I have the technical background plus the artistic because of my interest, and couple that together to this, the Paintology app. Okay, so I'm not going to talk any more about it. You're here to learn the techniques. Hopefully, you've got the app installed. First thing I'm going to do is pick a brush size. If you know what I do, I always start off with the lined brush, nothing more, and I pick a brush size. I'm going to get 15% because we've got a lot of tiny details, and that's what complicates things. So I'm going to first pick the color picker. Notice I got the cursor in the top app. What this means is that, again, the reference image colors can be selected from the color picker in the top half, and this bottom half is our drawing canvas. So here goes, let me show you. Look how big that is. It's massive. So I'm going to take it down compared to the details. That's what I meant to say. Look, it's compared to the details, that's massive. So let's take it down even more, 8%. All right, is that going to be good? Let's do that. So color picker, I'm picking these colors. Look what I'm doing. Why? This is actually helping me to draw without drawing. It's basically tonal values that we're picking out as I'm doing this. Okay, let's keep doing this, and don't worry about this is actually telling you what an actual reference image may look like. So this is a different method I'm using because the aim here is to teach you. So I'm always trying to think of ways that I can better pass this message along. If you don't know block coloring, you probably don't know how to do right even. I think it's that simple. The color picker, and then this, okay, color picker. So I got an 8%, which is smaller than I typically use. And the reason for that is because the image is so complex, got so many density of colors, and shades here, right? So I'm at 330%, as you can see. And I'm just drawing, picking up these tones that are happening all over. And then you know what? I might find that I'm going to just do this using block coloring. So this will maybe just an exercise in block coloring without drawing, just to get you guys comfortable. If you've come to watch me draw, hopefully you can see many of my videos of drawing. But if you've come here to watch like many of the other artists who don't really show their techniques, but follow their own method of painting, and then you like watching it, that's fine. You know, a lot of people like to watch others perform, just like when we watch sports, right? We marvel at their ability in being able to be so good in that particular sport, right? So can you see how I picked up the tones of that tree? Just so dark, isn't it? That's all we're going to do. This reminds me of the Haywain, the first Haywain block coloring I did. So let's do the same, right? We're going to do that, just block coloring at this level. And the reason I'm picking this color is so I can get bulk of the done. But in traditional, you don't have that trace feature like we do. See, the thing is that the traditional medium hasn't really woken up to the power of the digital medium, and the digital medium has remained pretty much consistent throughout the last 30 years. And the reason for that is because the way it's evolving. Remember, I go back, actually, it probably shows my age, but I've gone through the huge trend in internet growth when internet came around the corner. And then, and I know how things have evolved. Digital drawing was purely came about to serve the growing needs of the online world of brochures, web, the huge growth in the websites, and of course gaming as well. So if you do want to go through that, you know, it's fine. You can use a hook, get a Wacom tablet, hook it up if that's your so much your desire, right? But you will still need to be an artist. You still need to have these techniques of artistic skills, right? So you can do that, and then if you want to become an illustrator, but if you have a interest in painting and drawing, just like traditional medium, like I do, then I use this. You know, if I want to draw graphics, logos, illustrations, I use Photoshop, and I'm a pretty good user. Photoshop, have been using it for years, but I never use it. I never contemplate it to be used for drawing as such, like this. That's the reason I brought this out, because it gives you the ability to. So we got this at really low percentage. Right? Let's go through it. And then I'm going to explain the power and versatility of the digital medium, especially when you do it like this. This is not creating, because I've always been interested, as an artist, I've been pretty good at pulling off impressive drawing with the limited set of tools I have and paints. So that's why my teacher liked me, I think. And she thought I was going to take my art to a whole new level. But it turned out my parents had other ideas for me in science engineering, right? As do they now. Just that art has left At that time, as you never contemplated art to give you the career that's gonna bring in the bread, right? And we still do. We don't even think about that. But the art, the visual arts, and the design has taken it's like exploded, and now it's become a potential career path for people, right? Okay, this is looking good. I'm enjoying this. Hope you are too. Picking these colors and just getting, look at the light tones here. Let's just do this big rock here, and then we'll take a look at what we've managed to pull off. This reminds me, as I said, the Haywain that I did. John F. John F. Constable's famous painting of the Haywain. So every now and then I'm picking the color tones because they've changed so much, and the drawing seems like an impossibility to do in the space of an hour. But how is this helping us? It's helping us to tune our brain into these tones that make up the whole reference image. And that's got to help us in our drawing, right? It has to. And it does, because believe me, my drawing has been improving it more and more so as I've been doing these daily drawings with you guys. If you see my earlier drawings, and they're pretty good, and compared to now, you'll see that I have improved significantly in what I present. I pick more complex subjects like this, and previously I would stick to simpler subjects like a sunset with a tree or something in a field. But now I've challenged myself here. Let's have a look what we've got. Look at that, isn't it? It's just amazing how we've managed to create a sense with so little effort, isn't it? Let's save that. Okay. And don't tell me you can't draw block coloring. I actually I have I have a request from you guys. If you guys show me a block coloring, this is a challenge for you now. If you guys can show me block coloring like this I'm doing, and put it in one of my comments, and I read on my comments, so don't worry. Or put it on the, actually better still, go to the homepage of the app and go to community, post the block coloring that you did, and tell me about yourself, say this is my age and or something, and say what and how you did it and how long it took. Post that, and then I will personally chat with you, okay, on the app. The app allows you to chat, and I'll personally chat with you on the app, Paintology app, and give you some tips, find a bit more about what you'd like to do, and give you some free tips for 20 minutes to a half an hour. That's my offer to you. Hopefully you'll take up that challenge. So if there's a lot of entries, I will still do it. I don't know how many entries, but so far I haven't seen many people trying this methods of drawing. And then because I want feedback for, I've made this for you guys, not for the sake of, oh, I'm going to push an app onto the Play Store and away it goes, right? It's not the way. This is the only app that's has built-in training tools to help you become an accomplished artist. And I want to know that you guys that I'm doing this and it's actually helping you. So that's my angle, and then I can give you the benefits of my wisdom and experience. My daughter is actually an exceptional artist. Probably some of it for me, of course, but teachers are always wowed, and she's 9 years old. She's nobody can touch her in her ability when it comes to art. Everyone knows it's Isha, you know. They call her Isha. And she's not arrogant or anything like that. She's very humble. We're talking about any kind of art, not necessarily just paintology, but she's damn good in paintology as well. Taught me a few things about shading, would you believe? Thanks. So let's keep going ahead. I hope you're following along with me. This is so much fun. As you get into it, you enjoy more and more. Look what I'm doing. I'm just picking out the tones here, and I've got 100%, not changing it. Look, just every now and then, picking the brush. Reminds me of going back when I was in the hospital waiting an operation, nothing serious, and then developed this block coloring method. I did Will Smith as well, and then I was like while waiting in the waiting room, and then I did Will Smith, and then it turned out to be so good that I spent some time developing the whole idea of block coloring, and then I realized it really does help you with your appreciation of drawing, not just in digital, but in traditional as well. So, as I was going to say, why is this digital? I told you earlier that digital is way more versatile than when it comes to drawing like this. And the reason why it's way more versatile and powerful is because, think about it, right? You've got TVs that are 4K, and then they render 4,000 4K resolution, and they render billions of colors, right? That's digital broadcast or digitally pushed to your screen. And now you can say, well, if you can take advantage of tools that helps you to, actually that's not a better explanation. Let me think about it and I'll come back with a better explanation. Alright, so here, the first, you're getting your brain tuned to the different tones that are happening all across this image. And I'm using quite a big brush as well, right? In fact, it might have been better if I used a smaller brush, but not to worry. I'm going to show you how this all pans out, right? Patience. One of the things about drawing is having patience, because people jump expecting great rewards, you know. I'm going to be able to draw just like them, and why shouldn't I? That's their expectation, and then when they attempt it and they get frustrated, throw their arms up in the air, and that's it. They'll never hear of drawing and painting, and they'll always put it down to inner skills that all these artists have, and that's not true at all, is it? So look at that. It's already shaping up to be the stream, isn't it? That's what it is. The theme is stream, as you can, in case you didn't know. Okay, I'm going to go back home. Some of you know why I'm doing this, because I'm working on a prototype of the next release. So I'm having to do certain things in a certain way, but you don't have to, of course. I'm not telling you to do it, okay? Where's the draw? Oops. I don't know. I don't have to start again on this. Oops, it's crashed. Wow. Guess what? I think this crashed. Yeah, so this is the prototype I was telling you about. So the only thing I have is up to here. Not even here, actually. Interesting. Okay, let's go here. Wow. So I'm going to have to write that down. Excuse me for a minute. I'm going to say that this happened. There's a glitch here in our prototype. So I'm going to share this. Okay, sorry about that. Let me go back. It's a glitch. This is for the Greytown background. For the developers, yeah? So I always put that down. So it's always, you become productive when you do things. So keep that in mind. Always be productive with your work. Never get frustrated. I notice my daughter gets frustrated. So I'm going to close this app, and then it may be down to the app that's actually closed, so there it is. Okay, let's see what we have in my paintings. It may be a glitch. I'm hoping it's a glitch. No, it's not. Wow, fascinating. This is showing all right. All of them have been affected by this disease, whatever it is. So this is what I have that I drew. And then, you know what? I'm going to do something interesting. I'm just going to do it freehand in case quite a few of you think that I'm not able to draw in freehand because I always do this. I'm going to do this in freehand because I'm not able to pull it up. So this is you see no trace bar on there. So I'm going to show you how to do things in freehand. And so this might be a good way of doing it. So let me pull up the image on another device. This has happened very, very rarely. I saw it once 1 month ago, but I never reported it because it never happened. Okay, I got the image on my laptop. Okay, and now I'm going to use, because some of you might be wondering, can you draw actually, or is he just using tracing? Or some of you might even think like that. Who knows? I mean, you never know, right? So I'm going to show you because I have been meaning to. So I'm going to actually, you know what this secret is? I'll give you some tips. Is that when you draw something, I'm going to start the corner where the rock is. All right, let's go up the corner here. This is like, for example, they lay down the block coloring in the real traditional world, and then they start drawing, right? So I did one yesterday, so I feel very comfortable. You know, the snowy sea. Excuse me. So now I'm going to rely totally on my ability as an artist on what I see and draw. Okay, so I'm going to use the color palette, select colors from there. Maybe this is what you were looking for, right? And that's fine, yeah? And then I'm going to do this really quickly. Right, so you can see how quickly one can draw. I'm just picking the color tones, just like I'm looking at it, because that's tones, all about tones. And then I may even take it down to 76%, right, so I have more control over it. And I got the green. There's a luscious green here going on here. So that's lovely green. Okay, that's all I'm doing. And then more green, because we know there's a lot of greens here going on, and looking at the image as I'm drawing. Okay, that's all I'm doing. Sometimes things happen for a reason, and you should pay attention to those reasons, yeah? Right, that's all I'm doing. Painting just like you would in the real world. Picking up a brush. Right, picking up the brush. Painting just like the real thing. Oops, what's the red there? Never mind. We could leave that in. Just pick up the green and then use your color picker. Use the color picker, pick up the green that's you got down there. This may be a method I might show people when they're drawing. Alright, pick up the color, pick a different one, because that's what gives it depth. Honestly, there's nothing else that gives it more depth than this, okay? All about creating that effect. And I'm just still using the line brush, following the bushes. It's a very complex drawing, so trust me, it's complex because so much details involved. Still with the green, right there, and then we got that lovely, yeah, sort of a yellow hue there at the ground. Lovely colors that's forming here. Then pick something different. Pick some bright color there at the front. That's what adds to the whole beautiful image. And if you want the dark colors, right, just go to move them in the color palette like I'm doing. Right. This is how you really, and then I've been thinking about I should be drawing in this manner because people have come to watch, take their time out watching me draw. They want to learn, but don't. The reason I'm showing you these earlier block coloring techniques is that you're not an advanced drawer yet, right? So you got to learn some of the tools that are given to you. You got to follow the artist who's already made it or drawing like that, right? And so you want to learn from that person, right? Let's do that rock, man. That's a beautiful rock. Look at that rock. It's so amazing. So let's try to do that rock. It's quite dark. And remember, it's this color. So look at that color. This is the color collection that we want to stick to, okay? This color, because this is the color that's more akin to that, the primary colors of that. And this is something it's impossible to do in say that. And then I'm going to pick that green color. So now I've got the group of green colors that form. Oops, that green should be a bit more green. That's less green there. I can see from what I'm looking at the image. Hopefully you're looking at the image while I'm drawing this. Look at that. There's a beautiful path that goes around here, isn't it? And then look at that green. Got that dark color. And then we get that lovely other rock here. So a very light color. Right, we don't know what that is, but that's one of the rocks. Right, that's the rock. Can you see how the rock's created? Right. So we have just creating these, like this bushes there. That could be something, we don't know what that is. So now we can see that there are shapes forming. I get a good sense of the shape. And this wall, look at this white, the that sort of, look at that board. There's black is appearing here, isn't it? And there's that bush as well, yeah. Deep color bush here. Right, so this is like the pencil work. Look what we have here now. Can you see how that is forming? Right, that rocks are becoming really highly formed, yeah? So now we can take the colors. See, it's already forming because we zoomed in. That's all we're doing. Right, and then we're going to, before we do that, those branches that you see that's coming out of those rocks, I want to do the colors, the light colors that's peeping through. Yeah. Right, there's some light colors peeping through before I do the tree branches. Okay, so it's some trees falling. Okay. And here, there's some branches. So you know this is going to take a bit longer as opposed to block coloring. So this has definitely got some issues. We're going to solve this, don't worry. The actual live app should be perfectly fine for you, so don't worry about this problem that's arisen for me. It's just another method. Then there's this lovely green light that's seeping through here, right, through the bushes, the background. So we're going to do the very light color right there. We're just using a crisscross shape and putting those right there. And then here, wherever you see these colors, just put them down, okay? That's what we're doing, that's all we're doing. In fact, I haven't drawn this way for a long time because I've been showing people. Right, that's how it works. Right, look at these colors. There. Yeah, there's definitely some memory leakage on this prototype. And I'm trying to rotate it. It's just not doing it as well. Look at that. That's all it is. It's a broad range of strokes. And you could use a lot of the brushes that I've told you about. I'm just using the line brush for now. But you can use that color. So we try to replicate these colors. That's all we're doing. Grey tone. Right, and then there's that dark tone here that goes on. That's all we're doing. Let's have a look. See how it's coming into life. Right, and then we go across the, then I'm going to save that and open it up again because it's slowing down. I hope nothing happens. I hope I've saved this work. Don't know what happened, but there's some memory with this particular drawing. Did that work? Yeah, it's fine. So now you can see it's a lot faster. So now what I'm going to do is just carry on. Use a bigger brush if you have to. Right. And then play with this density. And then let's see what we have. Let's pick this color of the green. So we have that green base of colors. That's way too big, isn't it? Because I gotten better, I have to admit. My brush size is a lot smaller now, as opposed to before. Right, there you are. So just follow that line, There. It's gone to that green, I don't know why. It's gone to that red. So I'm going to have to... Right, just use these colors that you see. Just splatter these colors as much as you can see. This is the art of drawing that you've learnt in the traditional. Nothing different. I'm not doing anything different. I'm creating that back horizon there with the colors I'm seeing. That's all I'm doing. Laying down these colors. Nothing difficult. Just putting down the colors I am seeing. And every now and then just picking these colors, okay? That's all I'm doing. Yeah, should be some improvements here. Okay. There's a darker. That branch, can you see that? There's a branch there that goes. Okay, just picking these beautiful colors that make up this entire, maybe it was destined to happen, I don't know. Do you believe in destiny? I don't know. Oh, do you see what happened there? I picked the wrong color. I don't know, maybe it was destined to be like that. Who knows? Right there. There's the, like a falling on the shades. And then a beautiful color there. Look, this is what I was telling you about not being able to. You're not going to get the details. You're not going to achieve the details that the versatility of the colors, because you would have to pick. Let me do this. Pick the colors. Pick the colors of the tree. And then pick these colors. Not the light tree, right? Pick the colors here. Right there. There's a mishmash of green going on again. We're in the green region again. Mishmash of dark. It's been very interesting to see. This is typically the method I used when I first started drawing on the digital medium, because I was bringing some of my techniques, and then I just focused on block coloring and the other means of drawing. I'm doing photorealistic drawing, and photorealistic drawing exactly this method, but what I mean is that I'm using a line brush, and typically I would use some other brush, but I'm using a line brush to make this drawing, and I'm not sure what I would do with, because I'm now putting my photorealistic brain into the picture, but because drawing is not all about photorealism, is it? It's a bit more to it than that. Although you strive to get some reality, just like you saw how I did that one hour drawing. Now you can see the improvements you can make, you can follow along to. Look, there's a beautiful path. It's a rocky path that's coming along here. And it's still sticking to that green symbol. And then there's that green path here. That is not quite, look, it's quite a big brush, isn't it? Look at that here. So we've got that, right? Look at that, how we're trying to bring it down, doing the same thing. So we're going to keep doing it. I'm seeing the reference image and seeing my drawing. And then again, I'm going to pick that up there. Just add some life into it, and there's some dark colors here. So just with the line brush. There's my daughter, I think she's going to come up. You sure? Sarah, wait. Recording. Just let me finish this and then I'll come up, okay? Come down. Alright? You go and drink. Eat your food. So here I've got that beautiful. Then your understanding of these techniques and tools gonna make a difference. to how this all comes about. So that's all it is. There's a technique, always a technique to the drawing, okay? Okay. Well, it's the beautiful waterline. See how it's gone to the blue? It's amazing, isn't it? It's almost recognizable that belongs to the primary blue color, isn't it? Wonderful, isn't that? Look at that, how we do that. And then do some more drawing. That's going down, falling, the water, yeah. And then we have this color. It's water's falling. And then we have this black color, but we can take that black, show some resemblance to rocks features, right? And then there's that black color, yeah. See how you can draw. This is all the art of drawing. It's nothing different. You're not doing anything different for a pen, paper. And if you think you're gonna continue to feel, you need to feel the paper and pencil, you're still in early stages. You're not really really at a stage where you can talk about with some knowledge. You have to go past that. I went well past that many years ago. When I first started, I thought, see that marshy grey area here? Trust me, when I first started, I thought, well, it doesn't feel good, I'm used to, because you're used to the blooming digital medium. What do you think it is? I mean, traditional. You don't know any better, do you? Okay, look at that. Look at that lovely, gentle waterfall curve following. Now we're just trying to shape that. Okay. And then we get that lovely little bit of that greyish colour that sits on top. Right, the water that it's got to be a little lighter. Right there. Give the illusion of form and shape. Do you see how it's coming out? It's almost like the water wants to come near us. So let's continue down this path. Let's give that tree some light. And then where should we go? To the left again? And then I need to fix, obviously, some of the colors, the background. This is something I'm going to do as well, right? Look at this. This is a prototype that's having. Again, I'm going to save it. Save. I'm back home. Oh, you won't be getting this problem. This is because we're working on a prototype for the next release, and that's the way it happens. Is I'm drawing the same time I'm trying to test. So as I'm drawing, I'm testing. Can you believe that? So let me do the left part, and then you know what? I'm gonna do the left part. I'm enjoying this quite a lot, and in a way, the crash happened and allowed me to shift my focus on a different approach to drawing, right? So I'm beginning to enjoy this. I hope you are too. Am I got it? Yeah, I got it 70%. Brush size of just under 2%. And I think I was not using this kind of, trust me, I was not using this kind of, look at that. Yep, I know where I am now because I can see this branch that's trying to reach out and to the other side. Okay, so just look at these colors, just pick them up, tap them quickly. That's the reason why you see the color palette is right on this. Can you imagine going through hundreds of, oh god, I picked the wrong color palette. Right there. Just getting the essence. Right there, that's all. We just want to capture the essence. And then we got another, then we have, I'm not sure what I'm looking at. I think I have this water just seeping through on the other side as a trickle. This is the stream that's coming up here. Okay. And then I have this, yeah, so I have a bit of this color going on here. Right. Right, just putting that in there, and then look at that beautiful stream, isn't it? I love that stream. Let's put a bit of bright light there. That's it. And then we have this color going on here. Right. And then we have this warm green that's going on here. Right, just like a little bit of a darker haze green. Yeah, just going here. Just giving the illusion, and then a little dark, and then very beautiful lights captured by these grassy tones here. Right, and that's all we're doing, capturing. Okay, and then go back to the green. Just make sure you get the right green, right? And then I have very right there. Look at that, it's green, screaming for to be in the limelight, isn't it? Then we have this colors going on here. Look at that. Just put that like this are the watercolors, right? And then I can see now we got the general shape here, which is great. And then we're just taking some of that shape. If you don't see the colors, pick the colors. And then I think it has to be light. Remember, just using a right there. And then we got this beautiful grey. As you can see, there's a red hue on that. So we don't want that red hue, we just want more of the green hue. Okay. This is what you pick up when you this is when you pick up when you learn drawing. Look at that. Just adding these tones, right? This is what David Hockney does, isn't it? Almost like David Hockney. Look at that. It's so beautifully coming into shape. I'm really enjoying this. I'm going to do the tree stump and that. around it, and then I'm gonna have to say, I have to leave this, and then I'm gonna have to finish it another time. I haven't set a challenge here, but if I did, I would probably have gone about it in a different way. But I just want to show you this new technique, which I haven't typically don't show. So now I'm gonna start forming these shapes. So it's all about colors. Just remember that. So it's that green there again. That green is coming into the picture again here. Right, darker green. Right, that's all it takes. And there's that beautiful rock that's hitting. This rock there I'm seeing. And then what is that? There's another rock here. I can do that. We can create as many rocks as we want. Who's stopping us anyway? So then we got this color here. Let's put some of that in there. Right, just and then bring that here. Whatever we can get away with. And then we have this weird, I'm not seeing where I am relative to the picture, but that's all right. Don't worry about it. That's the nature of drawing is to learn. All right, that's fine. And then we have this rock. You can see we've got a rock here. Right, then we just stretch that rock and then take it round here. And then we have this beautiful, the rock here, that's the light is just shining on it. Right. That's not the color I'm trying to pick. And then we got some rocks here. And then remember, you got some lovely colors that the trickling of the water goes all the way up to the stump. Yeah, make sure you put that in there. And then you've still got the green moss growing around. Right? Remember, you got green moss going around the tree. So a lot of people appreciate art because they love nature. Here. And then what have we got here? Some black here. So remember, I'm almost using like an ink form of, and then let's fix this. This is really not good, the way it's actually working. Okay. All right, look at that. It's looking good, isn't it? The tree, and then we can do some of that stuff, that on the other. That part is coming to life. And then we can do some of that here. Let's fix this, because I can see what's happening here. So let's pick some colors from here. Let's just splash a few colors here. And there's a lovely green there. Just to give and look at that, beautiful. Don't ignore that lovely green that's hitting the tree stump here, okay? I'm going to capture that. And then we got the green colors here going on, just growing around. This is a rendition of how you look at it, right? It's a rendition of your drawing. It's perfectly in tune. And this is no way you would say this was all done digitally. You know, did I use any tools? Did not use a tool, did I? No, let's pick this color. Nope, that's too thick. So I'm going to use a very okay. Did I get away with that? I don't know. Right, there's some rocks there. Right, coming up from there, and then there's some rocks. Yeah, that's all we're doing. And then there's some more rocks. Trying to use so this is where your drawing sense really comes in. And then here. I'm glad I sort of took this path. Sometimes things happen for a reason and you should pay attention to that. I'm a great believer in that. So again, look at that. Is that water there? I can't tell whether that's water. Still, there's a lovely, wow, can you believe it? There's a stream coming across from there, trying to hide from us. How dare you? Look at that. There's a stream. Yes, coming in all directions. So here. It's a little cheeky stream that's coming in high and lying there at the back. Right, so just follow what our eyes are seeing, okay? So we're doing, let's see what we've got. This is looking good, isn't it? So, quite happy with that. And I think I will have to call it there, but I think I think I'm going to spend a bit more time on this since I haven't drawn this way. And I'm going to finish this drawing and then I'm going to put it up for you guys. And I'd love to see your drawing and then we can compare notes, right? So get ready for my other tutorial, which is coming up, the other live session, in about 25 minutes. So that's on the Produce channel, and you should see a link that's linking you to that live stream. If not, because it's still a learning process for me to try and get all this. So I look forward to finishing this painting. So I hope to see you. Please subscribe and keep me supported in this venture and something that you'll enjoy as much as me. So hope to see you again. Hope to see you in the other class. Thank you. Bye.